Welcome back, everyone. And we are going to pick up right where we left off. Sorry for the extended break, but there is a table decision that needed to be made. Um, and so we are going to go ahead and move forward. So uh, we were all left off where everyone was in the theater, standing in front of their own pedestals with their names and some numbers below them. This is due to the marks against their souls, essentially from the audience perspective of all of the undead audience that has essentially bid on each of the contestants, and those are their current soul scores. So they don't necessarily have any bearings on the contestants. It's just we're essentially think of it as a popularity vote. Um, so I think Coil definitely went up into the front with that last explosive exit
How could
from
they
the
not?
last scene. Exactly. So Neville is going to go ahead and sort of exit the stage, and he is going to gesture in front of you. There's that giant wheel in between all three of you that you could all reach if you were to lean down and forward to be able to give it a spin. And the stage that you guys are standing on is going to go ahead and seemingly move back. And when it moves back, it reveals a sub stage. And in this sub stage, you have all of these really nice, intricate tiles that are brightly colored. All these different tiles, and they crisscross and everything else, kind of, and they go towards the pot, the money pot, essentially, of what was shown earlier. And you see what looks like little dusties out of three paths. They all are standing on a red tile. They all kind of like wave. You see Dusty from the audience. Probably some family members or something. And so Neville stands there and he says, "Now, we are going to play a little dance. Each of your little friends here are going to try to race to the finish line or find the end of a gold. Pot of gold, little person, end of the rainbow. It's unimportant. Oh, some raisin rhymes stick around with you. Anyway, what you're going to do is you're going to ring that bell in front of you when you wish for your little person to stop. Beforehand, you're going to go ahead and spin the wheel to see how many steps forward they move and what may befall them on the path." And the audience gasps and everything else. Question is, everyone, not question is, sorry, wrong phrase. Everyone is going to make it to the end of the pot. Everyone is going to get treasure. The question is, are you going to gain immortality with it? So the goal of the game is if your little guy makes it there first, you are going to gain immortality along with your treasure. So you guys can use any action rating that you guys think. That could be you trying to like sway your little buddy to move along as fast as he can. Oh, let's go. Or it could be totally threatening him or whatever you guys feel is necessary. That's essentially you spinning the wheel, and they take so many steps forward, and then something may or may not befall them on that tile, so on and so forth. So, who dings their bell first? Who is rearing and ready to go right out the gate?
Definitely not Daisy. Daisy's actually studying the whole thing to see the best route across, while the others ponder to ding their bell.
Smart.
Sure. I'll throw down.
Hell yeah.
All right. Ding, 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 ding goes Coil's bell. So you get to spin the wheel first.
All right. How am I doing that?
What action do you think Coil would use to cajole, connive, manipulate, threaten, or anything else the little guy to move on faster?
Hmm. Probably getting out my throwing daggers and throwing.
Excellent.
So
That
skirmish,
tile
I
you're
guess.
standing on is
Uh-huh.
about to
Right.
become a dartboard. Excellent. Go ahead and make your roll. These
All
are
right.
all fortune.
So let's see. And you're gonna sum this roll, is that right?
Nope.
Nope.
You just make your roll. What is your highest? And they move.
Not very
Oh
good.
no.
Two.
At least it's fortune.
Uh-huh.
That is true. I'm going to go ahead and add a couple of No, that's too small. I'm going to add a couple of tokens onto the board here.
The view should update shortly. Ah, there we go. 2, yeah.
Apparently, I'm missing my shots. They're going too wild or too close. You know.
The little sprite essentially just poofs in and out of existence, looks back at you and like, come on, and only steps forward one tile. And this one is going to be called Daisy.
So how many tiles are they trying to get across?
8.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be represented by an 8 clock.
Oh, okay. So it's actually in the middle of the... Oh. Did it move?
Yes, I am moving them down so they're a little easier to see outside the theater. And this one is...
Oh, that was a clock. Yeah, so the green one up top I thought was just like a... Like, what is that?
Yeah, they blend in. We can't see the text either if there's text.
Seriously? Hold on. You guys are on the right board.
Yeah, we can see the clocks. It's just not the labels. It's like
Yeah, I saw
tick
you
box you have
create.
to mark off.
Hold on.
So... Now,
Now does it show? Hey, we figured it out. Some reason it's like, sometimes it shows text and other times it doesn't. Weirdest thing. All right. So Coil, they have their first tick. Who wants to go next? Who dings their bell?
Again, I think Daisy's trying to study everything that's happening. I think I have a good question to ask with this.
Yorith will step up next. He dings the bell and steps forward to the wheel. And he's broad-shouldered, but he's not a particularly strong individual. So, like, everyone looks at him like, oh yeah, he's going to spin it really hard, and he doesn't. But what he does do is attune to the spirit field here to try to guide his dust sprite along the best path.
Very nice, very nice.
It's a 5.
Yours moves across 2 tiles. Everyone seems to look to you, Daisy.
Right, so I'm watching what happened as the 2 tiles happened. What did that look like?
They just walked across.
I think some of the tiles like lit up faintly. Like maybe not everybody could see it, but probably Daisy could because she's a whisper. It just like faintly lit up to kind of like, yes, cross these 2 tiles, not these other 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think she like looks at you as if you were like a pink suit of like plastic in the middle of Duskfall or something, you know? She looks at you kind of like, oh, like I've never really noticed it but you know, she's thinking to herself how surprised she is that you've taken this approach, right, in this moment. And then she's like super aware that you're like right next to her as you're doing that. So I think yeah, I think she's been studying is what I was trying to go for before, is what I said. So I think, you know, that's what
Sounds
she's
about right.
doing. She's watching what happened, and then she I'm not sure if that's I don't think that's the thing that I'm doing to make the, you know, to make the Dusty number 3 move, or whatever this is. What is it? It's not Dusty, right?
It's not Dusty, but you're pretty sure it's the same species.
Right, it's a similar, right?
Mm-hmm. So you do whatever action you feel that Daisy would use in this moment.
I feel like you could use study if you wanted. It's almost the same thing like I did, except
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's more like I'm gonna like study. Well, so okay, so studying would be like I'm watching the board, and then being like, okay, so avoid that spot or something like that.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like that. You know, she's calling out where to go based on what the others did. And she's gonna hope for a 6. I don't know, but she's really. This is like she senses how important this is, and she's all about the info gathering. So I think it's probably a push myself kind of thing, or a Dragon's Deal, or sorry, Dragon's Deal.
I mean,
Devil's
it
Bargain.
kind of depends.
Yeah, Devil's Bargain would be nice, maybe. But yeah, I'm looking for a bonus die for sure. Even though I think I have 3. Study dot went there, I think. Yeah.
I think the Devil's Bargain is here that your sprite is going to be a little enthusiastic, and when he runs across, he is probably going to bump the treasure plate so some of it falls out.
I'll be -1 treasure.
Possibly. Yeah. There's less reward.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't hurt me to take that. It doesn't sound like so. It's kind of like.
not at the moment.
I guess. Right. So I have an idea. I won't have the treasure I need for that orphanage that I wanted to help out before I passed. You know, I lose that for sure. So, all right, I'll take that. And
Great drive for a character.
yeah, like kids died. I don't know. She's got a thing for like parents that have left behind kids too. Something happened. She's haunted by these memories. doesn't try to talk about it, but in this moment she's like, oh no, I might miss out on something, but she goes for it anyway. You know what I mean? She does this
Mm-hmm.
rash thing.
Make your roll with an additional +1.
If you live forever, you have more time to maybe earn that treasure some other way.
Right. Okay, and this is fortune, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 100 +1. Yeah. That's a 6.
6.
Mhm.
Nice.
Your sprite moves the furthest so far. 3 ticks. Moves 3 tiles. At the end of this, all 3 of the little sprites seem to kind of like get down and kind of like hunker down, while Neville pulls out these giant ghost dice and rolls them across the stage as he does so. Where they land, tiles vanish. So essentially, you would have to possibly take a longer route.
Like the
So
old.
now there are.
It takes 2 to get 1, or it takes 2 to get 2, but you have to go 2. You can't go 1.
Correct.
Right.
So your next action, you may want to try to push for it to make the same amount of tiles. So we go back to Coil.
Sure. I think Coyle is getting frustrated, and they're going to like channel the spectral essence in the room and try to make the path turn into a slide.
Excellent.
Yeah, do you have a bargain there? Anyone?
Trying to make it into a slide, huh?
What do you want that to do? You want that to like make your dude move faster? Your sprite
Yeah.
zing out 2 spaces?
Yeah.
It's got a little ramp.
Tiles flip over all of a sudden. There's a little ramp and he has to climb up it and whee!
Oh, how about the sprite when he does it? He has to use some power that like hurts you, or sends some kind of shockwave out that like knocks you back or something. You know what I mean?
Oh, I have a good idea. You're gonna lose your popularity vote because some of them you get booed from the crowd.
No, because they think I'm cheating.
They think you're cheating.
Okay, sure. I'll take that. So you did what you say translate to limited effect? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, I'll push for a standard.
Okay. You just see the clock dial tick down 10 ticks for Coil. Do, down to 68.
4.
Still can't roll a 6.
Rip. You have 4 dice too. Damn.
I know, right?
Roll20 does not like you this evening.
I mean, his rolls have been pretty bad this whole this whole game.
Didn't like me on Tuesday either.
Yeah.
I rolled a character with 4 decks in D&D.
Well, early on, you were like trying to be bashful and roll like less. You were like, "Oh, I'll roll 1 or 2 dice. It's no big deal," you know. And they were all coming up like 1s. You're doing a little better now.
Your sprite moves forward 2 tiles. But you do get booed from the crowd. Boo! Professor, what do you do?
So, my really wimpy spin of the wheel before was not really an act, but a little bit of an act. Because I was trying to see the balance on the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to figure out like how it's balanced so that I can spin it just right to land just the right number. So I'm going to study in order to figure that out. And did we clear stress from last time? No is an okay answer.
I don't think so, because you guys pretty much walked into the final act straight away.
Okay. I will push myself for greater effect and cross my fingers.
Damn.
There's a 6.
Oh.
Yeah, you're pretty positive that the wheel is definitely in favor of the house here. It's actually tilted a certain way to where it's always going to land more so on one side than it does the other.
Daisy's like looking angry that you figured something out. She looks at you like fiercely. She's like,
The professor's little sprite has moved forward 3. They're within 3 tiles of the treasure pot. The orchestra down at the base of the stage starts getting a little louder. Dun 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 dun. Daisy, what do you do?
I'm curious. So, did anything happen with the 4 to 5? No, nothing bad happened there, right? So, are we just making fortune rolls? Is that what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah, I guess at this point, okay, I guess at this point then Daisy is probably gonna use another 3-dot rating that they have. Go with a tune.
Daisy really wants to win this.
Oh, I mean, seems to be the only concern is whether we roll a lot of dice. So, Daisy goes for it. She tries to, I think she wants to create a storm in here. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So she wants to create it's almost like a ghost storm, right? It tears at the fabrics of reality a little bit, bringing in like real portions over the spectral portions in this theater, in places down at that bottom pit area, where the tiles are. Some of those are like, I think what it is she's trying to make your sprite fall off. You know what I mean? Like she's trying to move hers like a little bit, just get the 2, she doesn't want to get 5, potentially 5 squares. She wants to move like her sprite like 2 and knock Irath's sprite off. Knock Professor's sprite off the pedestal. Is that possible?
I'm down with it.
Totally doable.
Yeah, could I surprise your... I guess that's what she's trying to do. She's trying to surprise your sprite with this. So, since you're into it, cool.
Make your roll.
I mean, she's going to push herself. I think she has to, actually. Wait. Yeah, I have to push myself for that anyway, because I'm using Tempest here. So, that... it's again a fortune roll, or is it now risky or something? It's like we're talking about I might knock her off or I might not. Or I might not knock the sprite off, sorry. What do you think?
I'm just viewing like knockoff as in like murder somebody.
The
Your
sprite
sprite's
falls. They
dead.
lose progress. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they
We're
blink out existence and have to start at the beginning or on that square
we're gonna go ahead and
before.
keep it at fortune.
Or, okay. What's the fortune for?
You're
To see
gonna
how far I go?
No, I said we're gonna keep it at fortune. It's not gonna be risky to do this.
Okay.
Yeah, there's just not necessarily a consequence to you.
Yep.
No, but my sprite might not make it, or you might not get knocked off. Right? So,
But the
still
result should
risky.
tell us a little bit of that, right?
Whatever. Okay. So it's not because I would push myself if it's an action roll. If not, I'm not going to push myself. You know what I mean? If there's nothing going to happen bad if I roll a 1 to 3.
You're not gonna move very far, but if you roll like a 1 to 3, you're not going to get lesser effect on the professor's sprite. If you roll a success, there is going to be some professor sprite's going to work harder. If you roll a 6 or a crit, they may actually be moved back several tiles, in which case ticks get removed from their clock.
So if I get a 6, what happens? They're held back somehow by an obstacle? Is that what you're saying?
The wind in the room is going to
Yeah.
pick up a little bit, and they move
Alright.
back a tile
Yeah.
or two.
Yeah. I'm trying to step. Yeah, I'm going to make it harder for the others. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So that. Guess standard, and then I will spend the stress then, since it's something like that. Okay. Oh, I took 2 stress. I got a bonus die. That's a 5. Not too bad.
So you move forward 2 tiles, and the professor's sprite is going to have limited effects.
It's like a reverse setup.
Yeah, basically. I'm trying to make it harder on you.
Mm-hmm.
The audience. Drum rolls. Neville rolls more dice across the stage. Only 3 tiles vanish, though these just seem to be kind of wobbly. Not really vanish, more like, but they just become like loose. So nothing really changes here in this instance. Foil.
Well, let me tell you, if they thought I was cheating before. All right. So I'm gonna put on these gauntlets I was so generously given at the beginning, and I'm gonna jump onto the path or whatever.
You're gonna jump on a tile?
And try to run after my little dude and like pick
Oh
him
my
up.
gosh, are you gonna
like,
literally football him?
Yes, exactly.
Watch out for those wobbly tiles.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I gotta do what I gotta do. I'm way behind, you know. So.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Go for it. I may
sure.
have to start introducing risk if you guys keep doing
Yeah,
stuff like this.
it's risky.
Oh yeah. Wait, at this point you're on the board.
Sure.
Gotta make a show, baby.
Mm-hmm. All right then. Well, that's nice because that means I can trade, all right, and try to jump over a lot of these tiles that are wobbly. What's my effect looking like with that?
I'm going to start you at risky standard.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that you will go ahead and change that anyway.
Yeah. I'll do desperate great. Maybe push for effect with channeling energy into this gauntlet. Do you have a bargain? Anyone?
You can't take the gauntlet off.
What's the gauntlet? Wait, what's the gauntlet doing?
It like lets me shift into the ghost field,
Oh, that's your Daydwalker thing.
which
Yeah.
it's something we got at the beginning.
It was one of his
Oh.
beginning items.
Oh, that item. That's right. Okay, yeah. I still got that too. The thing. I
You're
picked up.
already in the ghost field.
Yeah, so
You're going to be able to pull this off, but you're going to kind of blink out of. You're going to end up in the real theater.
okay for
Got-
a moment.
Yeah, for a moment, you're going to blink into reality before you get back.
Sure, that'll be fun for the theater goers.
For all of a sudden, the scoundrel shows up.
Oh, finally, okay.
Hey, wow.
It's worth it.
Holy shit.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, that's
So-
extreme effect.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. Coil, you jump out onto the tiles, and Neville starts narrating like, "Oh, we got a game changer," and you run up to your little dude, and he just goes, "Ah!" It just kind of shrinks down, and you pick him up your gun, like you're charging across the tiles. You leap over a few of the missing ones. The last foot a little wobbly. You grab onto the treasure chest essentially, and then thud. You land in the middle of the stage, but this feels different. This is more of like real. And there's a pause and some scening. The music stops, and you could hear a pin drop. And you are curled up in a ball on a stage with a stray cat and essentially a box. You're in the middle of White Crown, and there's some really hoity-toity, fancy people in this theater.
Mm-hmm.
You're suddenly wondering where you came from.
Well, the more important question is for them is why am I firing this crazy weapon?
Yeah, right. And then do you just interfere in the game, right? So there's like an outcry probably from Daisy, where she's just like, "Oh, bollocks off!" She's just going crazy back there.
Back at the game show, you guys see Coil literally land a home plate and then vanish with the treasure, and the whole audience is like, "Yay! Yes! Aw!" when he vanishes. And you just see Neville, and he goes, "Oh, that would be too easy, wouldn't it?" And then just snaps fingers, and Coil, you do vanish from the theater, and you land back where you were. There's no cat, though. It's just the sprite.
Okay, so I'm back.
You're back on the game show.
At the end or at the beginning?
You are at the end.
Okay.
Because you filled your clock
All right.
before anyone else did.
Technically, he cheated, but he technically did it, I guess.
He did.
So.
He did. He took matters into his own hands. With that, there is wondrous applause. People start throwing dead things at you, like dead wilted flowers, tattered rags, but they're just super excited. They're essentially throwing you what they consider to be the best bouquet ever. The best flowers and the best this and that. But yeah, it's all garbage.
Has the curtain drawn? Are they able to see us now? I guess.
No, you guys are back at the game. He's at the game show. He reappeared when Neville snapped his fingers together.
Right. I thought we were all kind of all right. I thought our tokens were what they could see. They couldn't see us because they were surprised when we showed up. Okay.
So you all essentially all your little sprites get up and they start doing a little bow, and the little encore, little three little sprites, and you hear Dusty. That's my cousins! Oh my god, you guys are so amazing! Ah! He's got like a little scrap of fabric or something, waving it like a sign, from the audience. And Neville
Daisy's
walks.
basically like knocked the bell over by now. She's probably pissed. She's throwing stuff back there because she's like irate about the loss. Because here she is trying to play the game, and then she sees that you could just jump over there and just do the thing. She's like, "What? No one's gonna call him on that? This is bullets!" Ah! She starts, whatever. She breaks the bell. Does anyone seem to be paying attention? She's trying to grab attention with this. You know what I mean? To, like, make a scene with it.
I think Yorath is politely applauding Coil's ingenuity, and is like looking at Daisy out of the corner of his eye, not quite sure what to make of her reaction, because like he definitely thought they were a team at some point. And so he's just kind of like, wow, that's kind of bitter. But he's paying attention to what you're doing, but he's also politely applauding.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get your attention, right? So I'm trying to get the audience attention, or what was it, Neville?
Mm-hmm.
The one that was talking to us. Yeah, she's trying to like throw something
Marjorie,
in the
the
game. Like,
stage
this has to cost
director,
something.
is just standing there with her clipboard and everything, and her glasses pulled down, and it's just like, security. Got two big giant.
Who's that? Sorry.
The Marjorie was
That was the helper to the host?
yeah, like the right hand.
Yeah. And then, like, two specters come, like, big hulking specters come over and kind of float above you, Daisy, and it's like, essentially,
Daisy's
you gotta
like,
knock
over
that
there.
off.
Daisy's like, over there. There's the cheater. Get him. So she's hoping they go that way. To get them, not her. So she's trying to spout the rules or whatever.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have our winner. Technically, everyone is all winners, but someone was a scoundrel. We'll make sure to add that into the rules for next game. Margaret, get that down, please. Ah, yes.
Okay.
What was your name? He looks down at you. Coil.
I'll conjure lightning in her face.
Well,
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to surprise her. When she ignores me, I'm gonna surprise her.
I'm not gonna ignore you.
No, not you. Not
oh,
you.
Marjorie.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Marjorie, right? Because Marjorie's saying that, right?
No, that's Neville.
Well, Neville's saying the
Marjorie-
after thing, but Marjorie said, "Take him
Security.
like be a security or whatever." And
No,
Neville
they're
seems to
just
agree.
standing there. They're just standing there, making sure you don't make any more of a wreck of the place.
Sounds like she's trying to make a wreck of the place.
Yeah, she's gonna try to make a wreck of the place. Yeah. I feel kind of bamboozled. I'm not sure if you meant to do that. I thought we couldn't like get involved without a cost. If we got involved, that's cool, but there might be some kind of cost. I guess he got the crit. He does it, but why were we doing the thing with the Sprite? And why were we making fortune rolls if I kept trying to make a, like a desperate move to do something, but I couldn't get that. So I'm not sure. Like, I understand what's happening, but explain it to me so I know.
The nobody had been physically involved yet.
Yeah, I physically put myself on the line by using a an ability, but you know, the description was storms, so
Hmm.
I don't know. I was asking you for a desperate roll there,
Oh, okay. I
but you kept
will.
saying no, it's not risk. There's no risk here. It's just fortune. So that's why I was like,
Hmm.
okay, cool. Well, if they can, we can go ahead and get ourselves physically involved. Cool. So now I'm gonna get physically involved and try to like me as a character do the thing after the thing and be like, oh, well, in response to that, they're gonna be like, ah, that game was a sham. That shouldn't count, and try to, you know,
Yeah, Marjorie
screw them up basically.
is uh is going to go ahead and have security there, and
Hmm.
then they're kind of like, you'll notice like Neville has taken Coil and the professor more so at the front of the stage, and Marjorie kind of like pulls you more so aside with security and is like, don't worry about it, we've had this happen before. Constantly changing the rules just depending on who he wants and who he thinks is the glamour boy. All right? Or the glamour girl. You know, whoever takes his fancy. Here's a little extra payoff for your troubles. And with that, both of the security guys, you actually realize that they're the security for the money. You realize that Marjorie is like the money bags, so to speak, and just starts handing over bags of coin to you, Daisy.
She looks at the coin and she's like, oh, I was hoping it would be real. He's like, I can take it with me. He looks at it kind of like quizzically, like, never picked up coin in the ghost field.
Are you satisfied?
And she's checking the coins. She's like, can I leave then?
Leave with them?
Well, yeah, it's mine, right? That's my winnings.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's like I'm the player. I'm asking, what am I looking out for? What's the threat here, or what should I be looking out for?
There is no threat. As soon as you accept the coin, you can your character essentially is led out of a curtain next to the restrooms in the theater, and you are actually in the physical. So it just seems like you just end the show and you just join the crowd and you can leave as you wish. Coin is 100% real.
Oh, okay. You're confusing the character with the player. I myself am asking. That's what I'm trying to find out by asking if I should leave. I'm not leaving unless, you know what I mean? I guess if I grab, you're saying that when they give me the coin, it happens? Is that what you're saying?
You can, yeah, if you want to take the coin, that is something that can happen. Give me 1 second here.
Yeah, I'm inspecting it and looking at their reaction when she picks up the coin, and and I'm asking you, Nychelle, I'm saying, what is the threat, by me accepting the coin?
There is no threat by you accepting the coin.
There's nothing to look out for here. Just accept the money and
No.
then I win?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
what?
Whole
But I
point was to put on a
lost.
good show.
Whole
Yeah,
point
but
We're
was
gonna
to
get
put on a
treasure.
good show.
Yeah, we were gonna get treasure anyway.
You get to keep the lightning hook. You get to take treasure. For them, you have done your part. You have provided entertainment for them. You provided the romance plot. You provided some of the sass. You provided um, some of the mortality, the humanity to the show.
Right, well, I get Coil won the game though, is what I understood. So what
Coil
did
gets
they
immortality.
Coil
Coil
gets
gets
immortality.
immortality.
Well, offer. Do-
It's true. That's true.
I have a
They
plan.
get the offer of immortality.
Sure.
Correct. And you'll
So
you'll
what happens?
notice that like more of the security specters are handing off coin and whatnot to both Coil and the professor. and then standing behind them with a special little box, it seems, and then they hand that forward to Neville, and Neville holds it out in front of Coil and asks them, "So, friend, do you accept?"
And I'll try to call up Florence.
How do you do that?
I don't know, maybe I take out like a keepsake and focus on it.
Ah, yes, the interest. And he kind of gestures out to the audience, and Florence stands up,
All right.
walks towards the stage.
I'll give them the essence box and bid adieu.
So you're giving Florence immortality?
Huh?
What is this?
It's like, well, you wanted to go and see the world and research everything, right? Well, now you can.
I don't understand.
And I like look at the officials, like, can you explain?
No, I don't think you understand, Coil. I'm I'm in the audience.
So
This is an undead and supernatural audience. Did you? Oh my gosh, did you think I was human?
Cole's like, well, sort of.
Oh, that is so sweet. Do you want this back?
It's like, no, I think you can make better use of it.
Okay. Just kind of tucks it in. Well, thank you. When will I see you next?
Well, I'll be running more cons with Tall, I suppose. So you can see me there anytime in Crowsfoot.
Okay. And she kind of like, they kind of like stop before they go back to their seat. They're like, so if we run into you, we're good?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. And I kind of meander back to their seat.
Mm-hmm.
Dusty looks at you guys forlornly, the three of you. So I guess you're gonna leave. Do uh do you need a lint cleaner in your pockets?
Of course.
I I can go?
I look at the Neville and
If you agree to his contract. Believe me, you're more than welcome to him.
trouble, huh? All right.
And Dusty is just like zinging around and causing a little dust trail behind him because he's just excited, fluttering between all of you guys. Florence gives the professor a little bit of a wink, a little bit of a smile. You're pretty positive you'll see them again.
Mm-hmm. Yorath claps Coil on the shoulder, and kind of scans the crowd for Daisy. Sounds like we might have retirement on our hands.
Maybe we'll have to make up this this debacle. But yes.
Daisy, before you leave, Marjorie will go ahead and pass a book to you.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say earlier. Thought she teleported me out. Okay. So like, she gives me a book.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It looks like it's letters that somebody has kept over a long period of time. And Marjorie kind of like passes it to you on the sly. And it's a book that is essentially a folder. So like when you open it, it's a bunch of file slots. And you'll notice that they're all dated. And they're different letters or poems that Amos has written over the years to be in the plays or the entertainment. And you'll notice that quite a few of them, most of them actually, are always usually given in Daisy's name. As like, to my beloved Daisy. Or
Are they letters or are they poems?
some
And
of
have
them,
I read them before? You know.
they're all written from the afterlife. So Daisy has probably not read any of these. Some of them seem like there's one or two letters. They seem to possibly be pulled from a personal journal or something. The rest of them are like little poems or little things or little songs that Amos has written as part of the entertainment here given to Daisy.
As part of the entertainment. I guess I'm a little confused. Okay, so they're poems I've never seen before. They're for entertainment. I guess she'll read one? What's it? What's it saying? Is it?
Oh,
nice
you're putting me
things?
on the spot. Yes.
No, I'm not putting you on the spot to write poetry. I'm asking you: is it nice? Is
Yes.
it crap?
Yes.
Is it mean?
No, it's
You know?
it's really nice. Sometimes they have poetry night here. And so he reads off poetry as part of the like rotational schedule of entertainment that they all seem to enjoy here. So they'll occasionally do like a poetry night or something, and so he'll write one up for you.
All right, I'm picturing an old man with spectacles on, trying to read poetry on a spectral page or something to his audience. And
It's amazing.
there's like an occasional
Incredible
like,
visual.
you know, one of those kind of things going on on their tea glass.
Yeah.
And it's sad. There's like some people are just like, oh no, not Amos again. He's gonna have to bore us with this drivel about his ex, whatever, you know. There's other people that are like, oh, Amos, he's so sweet, you know. But yeah, it's pretty sad, whatever it is. And then yeah, so I guess Daisy like reads one, and we see her eye bead up, and she just like stiffens it back or something. You know what I mean? Like she like puts on a like strong face, and it kind of dries up almost, you know, in her eye, and she's like, "Thank you." You know,
Oh, I thought you could enjoy those before you snuck out.
oh, before I leave, I must leave. I have to read them here. Daisy looks a
No,
little bit.
no,
Okay.
no, no. You take them, they're yours. You can read them. It's part of the ritual on them. You're mortal, you can read them. Besides, if anything, you've got the skills. All right.
Right. She says, Marjorie,
Hmm.
could I give these back to whoever wrote them to hold on to?
Amos,
Mm-hmm.
your husband's. The one
The one I
floating
must,
above your
the one
right
I must
shoulder?
leave behind. Yes.
Ah,
I will
well,
read them in due time, all of them. But for now, I will take this one. And she plucks the one at the front that, or no, the one at the back maybe that's like the oldest. I don't know. She
mhm.
looks for the most worn one, whatever that looks like in
Yeah,
spectral
like I said,
terms.
there's like dates and everything on them.
Yeah. Okay. So she grabs one of the oldest ones. She's like, I'll start with this one.
If you ever want to go ahead and write him a return, look for that special mailbox with the star out front.
What? She looks a little worried. She's like, I should be able to talk to Amos whenever I want now. It won't be a
Yeah,
problem.
but if you want to join us on poetry night, he kind of has to give you an invitation. We do those on Reclamation Day. Though occasionally we do it on Market Day. It all depends. We have those in the city out front.
Okay, and Daisy looks a little whatever. She looks like she's ready, you know, for that. She's like,
Yeah.
I guess I'll watch his reading of it rather than read through it myself. Wouldn't want to spoil it.
I'm sure he has new pieces to write.
Okay. Um. Okay. Daisy looks at her like, okay, I guess so. You don't know my Amos or whatever. He only writes about me, and you know. But um, yeah, he seems kind of actually like a little bit like like proud that he's gonna write something else.
Mm.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
I think as the audience and the lights and everything in the theater kind of come up, the end of the show is essentially done. You guys have shaken all of the hands and introduced, and all of the people coming up to you, congratulating each and every one of you for how you portrayed certain roles and how they think that you did so much better than the person last week who got decapitated, or just things like that. And everything kind of dies down, and there's nobody left in the theater but Neville, and like maybe one singular horror sweeping very slowly, like the janitor on the stage, clearing all the dust off the tiles. And he's just comfortable sitting in the back seat. And he stands up. So, are you all ready to go? Your pockets weighted down with coin. New adventures. New anxieties. New friends. But hopefully, a good dream. And with that, he kind of gestures, and everything just slowly fades to nothingness and black until there is nothing left but maybe the silhouette of his arms going out. And you all essentially find yourselves back in your rooms, in your beds, seemingly waking up from a very, very strange dream. And you're not sure if it's been real until you're a little stiff and sore. Professor, there is a flower sitting on your nightstand. That voidal rose, black with the star brightly shining before in your room, kind of glowing slightly. Daisy, a well-turned letter that you have read in the night by your
Piles of money.
dearly by your dearly departed Amos.
Piles of money would be nice. Like
Those
expecting
those
a
all seem to like be sitting like if you have a table in your room or like on a chair or just still in your coat pocket hanging up at the back of your door. Like you all see that, but you also see the personal touches. And Coil, you slowly begin to wake up. Your eyes begin to open. And sitting on your chest is a cat. This little tiny, motley little calico that looks like it's been dusted and soot. And it goes and it licks your nose, gives a little mew, and begins to purr. And that's where we're going to close off this campaign. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Really appreciate it. If you are listening in either live or joining us later, recorded on YouTube, we would like to tell you where you can find all of us and other wonderful people of the community. So, thank you for joining us. This has been a very lovely Blades in the Dark campaign with the Hacked in the Dark community and the Blades Discord. I have been your GM, Nychelle, and you can find us all on the Blades Discord as well as I think some of us are on the forums and whatnot, but we have a very active hacking community or game designing community where some things, such as some of the playbooks and the crew sheets that we were playing with, were created. The playbooks and some of the playbooks and the crew sheet were part of the Mythos crew created for last year's playbook jam called the Unsuspecting
Unusual Suspects.
Unusual Suspects. Thank you. I was like blanking on words. You can find more information on that at Unusual Suspects Jam if you type it up on Itch.io, and there is, I think, over 100 entries and whatnot on that. It has been a fantastic expansion to the community and the content. And yeah, that's
literally
all.
hundreds of playbooks in there,
Oh,
and
yeah.
just various different takes and additions for your Blades of the Dark game. So it's really a one-stop shop for lots of interesting add-ons.
Absolutely. I think there's playbooks going from the mother and clown all the way up to I think didn't somebody make a werewolf playbook? Or there's also the Drowners, which is a crew to where you play as I think more of like sailors or void sea divers, which is pretty interesting. So definitely check out each and every one of those. But I will let
And you can
somebody else. plug stuff. Go ahead, Mark.
I was going to say something about that particular playbook. You can watch us play an actual play of that with Jacob hosting that one, and they did that the underwater brew thing. That was really cool. And yeah, if you're interested in the stuff that I make, I'm also a creator as well. I'm making tabletop games right now, and one of those is Runners in the Shadows. You can find that on markcleveland.itch.io. And you can find me on Twitter at SaveMeGbu5.
Who'd like to go next?
Sure.
Esker.
Yeah. I'm Esker. You can find I make lots of little games and supplements. You can find my stuff at eskur.dev is my blog, and eskur.itch.io has quote finished games. Yeah. Yeah.
And I have been Danielle. You can continue to find me on the internet at RedtailTalk90. You can find the games that I write, including my own Forge in the Dark hack, Idiot Teenagers with a Death Wish, which is a Animorphs-inspired hack wherein you play teenagers who can change into animals and fight an alien invasion at redtailtalk90.itch.io. Yeah, come talk to me on Twitter.
I love that, by the way. That's so me. That kind of like I'm into druid stuff. Like that was one of my or my favorite classes, from D&D, and then but I'm also into sci-fi and superhero stuff and all this crazy mashing of the fantasy with the sci-fi.
Yeah, it's kind of science fantasy, really. That's a good way to describe it, just because of the source material. But if you're interested in just trying to check out what the game is like, you can find it for free on itch, or you can check out my actual play, Dumb Kids Playing Hero, where we play that game. And you can get that wherever you get your podcasts.
Absolutely. And like we've said before, there is all of these wonderful people and all their games, and even more so on the Blades in the Dark Discord. In the hack channels, there's also a Hacked in the Dark podcast. And also, I think we're going to start plugging, there is an upcoming con over one weekend in the Blades in the Dark Discord that will be coming up after the new year. So definitely keep tabs out for that.
We will have an announcement for that very soon.
Yes, with more details and goodies and different information for you. But yes, thank you so much for joining us tonight.